Welcome to The Real Deal of Hollywood. I'm your host, Jesse Zone. Today I'm pleased to introduce to you my very special guest. She is an amazing journalist. The Hollywood Foreign Press Association cannot function without her. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to introduce to you my guest, Virag Vida. Hello, Virag. Welcome to the show.
Hi, nice to meet you, Jesse.
Virag, you specialize in entertainment, and why did you choose this segment of journalism?
Well, it's when I started my career, it was like 10 years ago, and I started in Hungary. And the reason was I was choosing it because actually I changed my career a little bit, because in Hungary, before I was a theater critic, theater dance critic, and when I moved to Los Angeles, some of the magazine found me from Hungary, and they asked me to, if I can able to report from the red carpets, they would nominate me for red carpets. And I said, yeah, let's let's try, and if we can work together, I'm in. And so this is how the whole thing happened, and it was successful. And it was a big success, and after that other magazines found me and they started to send me more and more red carpets.
Do you remember like the first red carpet you have been to?
Yeah, it was a big one. It was, I think it was with Cameron Diaz. It was her new movie, and it was somewhere in Westwood. Yes, it was in the Westwood Theater.
How did you get involved in journalism?
I think I always, I had a, okay, so I think I had a talent for this, because when I was a child, I already started to make like magazines for my family and for my friends. I cut pictures from the, the Barbie dolls boxes, and I made my own Barbie magazines. And after that, I studied on a university, and I studied journalism, and I studied literature. So I built up this thing. It wasn't very new for me to write.
How did you get involved in entertainment?
Well, also it's a very old story, because on the way back in Hungary, I was a dancer. And I always been in some part of this business, because they invited me as a choreographer, so I worked with actors and dancers on stage. And the two things just met in my life, the literature and the journalism and the entertainment. And I ended up like this.
What steps do you have to do in order to become a successful journalist? If I would talk to somebody who just starts this business, I would say that you have to build your career step by step, and you also need some luck, because you have to be in the right place in the right time, and you have to learn a lot, and you have to be very open because and flexible, because sometimes in our field the situations are very unique. And for example, you have a call, and they nominate you for a red carpet, and it's possible that the day before they just cancel it, or it's possible that they completely change everything, the location, the people who you have to interview with, and it's really if you don't. If you couldn't be flexible, you couldn't be a successful journalist. That's one thing, and another thing that you have to read a lot and read a lot of articles, and we always improving. We always have to learn every time. Every time is a new situation. So you can prepare, but there are always new situations, so you have to be very open. Which media did you work with now?
I'm working for press, so I'm working for printed and online magazines in Hungary, but I'm sure you know some of them, because I'm working for Marie Claire, for the Glamour, for the Forbes magazine, and the Hungarian version of them. I'm writing on Hungarian.
Which technique do you practice in order to be better and better in your domain?
Oh wow, this is a difficult question. I'm not sure I have any technique. I'm pretty intuitive, so when I'm working,
I'm just trying to use every technique I ever learned in my life, and I'm just mixing them up.
How do you distinguish a professional journalist from a non-professional?
Yeah, that's a good question too, because I believe that nowadays everybody can write. So people has not enough knowledge, and they can start a blog, and lots of people can read it, but maybe it's not as reliable. So I believe the professional word, what could be through an education. So when you want to be a journalist, you have to educate yourself, you have to go to a university, you have to do the right classes, or you have to be very, very enthusiastic and learn from, you can do it in an autodidact way too, but you have to learn from the big journalists, you have to read a lot of articles. So I believe in education.
Did your family support you being such a journalist?
I would say they are happy with it now. We never really talked about it. They wanted me to be a lawyer, but I didn't like that idea. So I just didn't try to find my own path, and I tried to do it on my own way, and I ended up like this. And but they were always very supportive to me. So whatever I choose on, when I choose in choreography, when I choose in journalism, they were very supportive. But I think they are a little sad about it, deep in their heart.
What is the difference between journalism and PR?
I'm not sure I can give you the right answer because I never worked in the PR field. I mean, I meet a PR person during my job, during my work, and we have to work together with the publicists. We have to work together with people who are promote the movies or the films, and anything what comes with this word. But I think we are more lonely because we are making an interview and going home, and we're sitting at the table with our computer and we're writing. So the journalism, what I do, it's more like to create alone because you have to be a little social, you have to do the interview, then you go home and then you are alone and just you and your computer. And the PR person always have to keep contact with everybody. So I think their job is completely different because they have to be on phone all the time. They have to answer the questions. They have to connect people. So I think that's a big difference.
Which projects did you work on during the pandemic pause in 2020?
Yeah, the pandemic completely changed our work too. First, in the beginning of the year, I was a little freaked out, like everybody, because we didn't know what's going on. But finally, it came out very well, because we realized that we can write. So writing is, it doesn't matter if it's pandemic or not. But the interview was a little more difficult. But we realized that we can do a lot of online interviews. And I'm still doing the theater and dance critic. So a lot of performances went online, and all the premieres was online. So I could work a lot, because even I could watch theater performances on my computer, what was premiered in Hungary. And they asked me to write theater critics about that, but didn't happen for a long time because I'm not there physically. And no, it's because it was in the online space. I could watch in real time, and I could write about it. So it was finally, I would say that the pandemic didn't destroy my work.
Which projects are you working on right now?
I don't know if I can mention it or not, but hopefully when it comes out, I already can. So next week we will have a very interesting junket, media press junket. It's like a global junket, what means that the international journalists are invited, and the Hungarian distributor nominated me, so I'm gonna cover it. I'm sure you already see the big posters on the streets. It's the Fast and Furious 9. And it's going to be a 3 days junket plus a beautiful screening in the Chinese theater in Hollywood. So that's going to be a very interesting one.
What would you say your 3 tips of success?
Oh, you have to be enthusiastic, you have to educate yourself, and you have to love what you do.
Yeah.